yonder on the Chattahoochee, never knew how much that muddy water meant to me.
In the year 2000, a country band dropped a sweet, simple love song about a cowboy, and it's ended up sitting on the same album as one of the biggest scandals in the history of country music.
Just to remember the taste of strong.
This is the true, chaotic story of how country music's best-selling songs of the 1990s actually got made, one year and one near miss at a time.
Over again. Oh, it's a beautiful thing.
1990, Friends in Low Places, Garth Brooks.
On surprise, and the fear in his eyes when I took his glass.
For a lot of people, this is the song that defines country music itself. On paper, it's simple. A guy who wasn't invited to his ex's fancy party shows up anyway, and instead of feeling sorry for himself, he throws his own celebration with the people who actually matter to him.
Just give me an hour and then I'll be as high.
That message, choosing your real friends over anyone who looks down on you, turned into one of the most sung-along songs in music history.
I'm not big on social graces, think I'll slip on down.
Go to any Garth Brooks concert, even decades later, and this is the moment the entire stadium takes over. He barely has to sing it. Tens of thousands of people do it for him.
This is my blues away, and I'll be gone.
It helped turn Garth Brooks from a rising star into the single biggest selling solo artist in American music history. Not just country, American music, period.
Oh, I've got a friend, low places, yeah.
And it all started with a bar song about not caring what anyone else thinks of you.
When I toasted you, said honey, we may be through, but you'll never.
This song almost didn't make the album at all. It was nearly left off as just a bonus track. Instead, it became the song a lot of fans consider the true anthem of Garth Brooks' entire career.
Myself to the door, he got it in me.
Garth Brooks kicked off the decade by redefining what a bar song could mean to millions of fans. But 1991 country radio was about to open its doors to a brand new voice, one who'd walk in and hit #1 on her very first try. 1991, She's in Love with the Boy by Trisha Yearwood.
Whole lot going on tonight in this one-horse town.
Imagine writing the same song 32 times before you finally get it right. That's exactly what songwriter John Imms did with this one.
She's in love with the boy, and even if they have to.
He kept rewriting the story of two teenagers, Katie and Tommy, falling in love against her father's wishes, until every line felt exactly right.
Crazy got the short end of the stick. Katie's young and me, she just don't.
When Trisha Yearwood finally recorded it as her very first single, nobody expected what happened next. It became the first debut single by a female country artist to hit #1 in 27 years.
That boy someday.
Not just a hit, a record breaker, before Yearwood had even released a full album. She had support from a rising star of her own, a guy named Garth Brooks, who was already becoming one of her biggest champions in Nashville.
Get on up to your room while me and Junior have a talk.
Even decades later, this song holds a stunning title. According to Billboard's own historical airplay data, it's the most listened to song ever released by a female country artist.
It wasn't very long ago. You yourself was.
One single, one debut, one record that still stands.
Her daddy says he ain't worth a lick. When it comes to brains, he got the short.
Yearwood's debut proved country audiences would embrace something new. The very next year, they'd be forced to decide if they'd embrace something weird, and Music Row was not happy about the answer.
Don't care. She'd follow Thoneey anywhere. She's in love.
But before we get to the song that split Nashville in half, stick with us, because later in this list, one band's sweet little wedding song is going to lead us straight into the biggest scandal in country music history. You'll want to see how we got there.
She's in
1992, Achy Breaky Heart by Billy Ray Cyrus.
Go back into the farm. You can tell my feet to hit the floor.
Here's a fact that surprises a lot of people. Achy Breaky Heart only uses 2 chords. That's it, just 2. And that simplicity is exactly what made Nashville insiders furious.
Until my eyes, watch out for my mind. It might be walking out on me.
Billboard has called this one of the most controversial recordings in Nashville history. It wasn't the lyrics, there's no drinking, no cheating, nothing scandalous in the words at all. It was the simplicity.
You can tell your mom I moved to Arkansas. You can tell your dog about me.
Music Row saw it as an insult to real songwriting, a cheap, catchy gimmick built for a dance craze instead of real country storytelling.
Don't tell my heart, my achy breaky heart. I just don't think it.
Even the Oak Ridge Boys turned the song down before Billy Ray Cyrus got it, because their lead singer said he just didn't like the words achy breaky. Fellow country star Travis Tritt publicly called the song a step in the wrong direction for the entire genre.
You can tell your dog about my leg, or tell your brother clear.
Cyrus responded on stage at the 1993 American Music Awards with an odd, defensive rebuttal in front of a national audience. The backlash was real, and it followed him for years.
Might be walking out on me today, but don't tell my heart.
Cyrus would later admit that as lucrative as the song was, he grew to feel it nearly destroyed his career because no one in Nashville wanted to let him release anything else.
Blow up and kill this man. Don't tell my heart, my
And yet, 5 weeks at number 1, 34 weeks atop the country albums chart, a crossover hit on top 40 pop radio. At a time when almost no country songs made that leap, purists hated it. Millions of fans didn't care.
But don't tell my heart, my achy breaky heart. I just don't.
Sometimes the songs the industry loves to hate are the ones the public can't stop playing.
My achy breaky heart. He might blow up and kill this man.
If 1992 proved a song could be too simple for Nashville's taste, 1993 proved the opposite. That sometimes an artist doesn't even believe in his own song until the whole country proves him wrong.
Just don't think you'd understand. And if you tell my heart.
1993, Chattahoochee by Alan Jackson.
And a hoochie coochie. We laid the rubber on the Georgia asphalt. We got a little crazy, but we...
Alan Jackson almost didn't release this song at all. He thought it was too regional, named after an actual river running through Georgia, Alabama, and Florida, and figured audiences outside the South wouldn't relate to it, or even know what a Chattahoochee was.
We're way down the under on the Chattahoochee.
Fun fact, country legend Waylon Jennings reportedly heard the title and asked Jackson flat out, "What's a Chattahoochee?"
We're down the under on the Chattahoochee. Hey, it gets hotter than a hoochie coochie. We lay
If a country icon didn't know, Jackson figured, how would anyone else?
hoochie. Never knew how much that muddy water meant to me. But I learned how to swim, we'll learn who.
He and co-writer Jim McBride finished the song fast, started it in one city, finished it the next day in another, and had the band playing it at soundcheck before the ink was even dry.
That muddy water meant to me. But I learned how to swim and learn who I was. A lot about
Turns out, you don't need to know the name of a specific river to understand what the song is really about.
the pale moonlight. Talking about cars and dreaming about women. Never had a plan to
Growing up, making mistakes, and figuring out life in a small town. Jackson put it simply himself, "I learned that there's a Chattahoochee everywhere."
was. A lot about living and a little about love.
The song swept the CMA Awards, taking home both Single of the Year and Song of the Year, a rare double win. What Jackson thought was too small and too local became one of the most universal coming-of-age anthems in country music.
Well, we fogged up the windows in my old Chevy. Well, I was willing, but she was.
Jackson thought his song was too regional to matter. The very next year, a different songwriter had almost given up on his song completely, until it accidentally became 2 massive hits at the exact same time.
About love.
1994, I Swear by John Michael Montgomery.
my part, 'cause I
Here's a story most fans don't know. I Swear was actually written back in 1987 by songwriters Gary Baker and Frank Myers.
I'll never break your heart. I swear.
For 6 years, nobody wanted it. It sat on a shelf until 1993, when it finally landed with a rising country star named John Michael Montgomery.
Do everything I can. I'll build your
Here's where it gets interesting. The record label loved the song so much, they didn't just want a country hit, they wanted a pop hit too.
mind, but you can be sure I know my part.
Rather than risk upsetting country radio with a pop remix, they handed the exact same song to an R&B vocal group called All for One, who released their own version just months after Montgomery's.
I'll be there.
The only lyric they changed was one line about silver in your hair, swapped out because the group was so young.
You won't have to ask if I still care.
Montgomery's version topped the country charts. All for One's cover spent 11 straight weeks at #1 on the pop charts and won a Grammy.
I swear by the moon and
Same song, 2 versions, 2 genres, both massive hits, in the same 12 months. It's one of the strangest crossover stories in music history, and it happened almost entirely by accident.
I know what's weighing on your mind.
If 1994 was about a song getting a second life on pop radio, 1995 was about to prove country music could still be just plain fun, fast, silly, and completely unforgettable.
Breeze on the wall. And when
We're halfway through the decade, but stick around, because coming up, we've got a coming-of-age song so frank about growing up that it made some country stations nervous.
and though I'll make mistakes, I'll never break.
And a real-life romance that started with 2 people breaking off their own engagements. This list only gets more dramatic from here.
I'll build your dreams with these 2 hands.
1995, Sold, The Grundy County Auction Incident, by John Michael Montgomery.
I'm about to bid my heart goodbye.
John Michael Montgomery shows up twice on this list, and this entry could not be more different from I Swear. This one is fast, funny, and almost impossible to sing along to on the first try.
Beck and call. Yeah, I've never seen anyone looking so fine, man. I gotta have a
Fun fact, the whole idea came from a chance conversation. Songwriter Rob Royer met a real auctioneer at a Nashville cafe, got to talking, and thought, why isn't there a country song about an auction?
above the crowd. And I said, hey, pretty lady, won't you give me a sign? I'd give anything.
At first, his songwriting partner Richard Fagan wasn't even sold on the signature "I'm going once, going twice" hook. He said no. Then he called back 30 minutes later and changed his mind. Good call. That line became the most memorable part of the entire song. Sold hit #1 in both the United States and Canada, and Billboard crowned it the top country song of the entire year.
Looking so fine, man. I gotta have her. She's a one of a kind. I'm going once, going twice. I'm
It's proof that country music doesn't always have to be about heartbreak or nostalgia. Sometimes it just has to be fun.
sign. I'd give anything to make you mine on mine. I'll do your bidding and be at your beck and call.
Speaking of nostalgia though, 1996 brought one of the most personal, most talked about coming-of-age songs of the whole decade.
Where I saw something I just had to have.
1996, Strawberry Wine by Dina Carter.
Woman and a child, one restless summer week.
This song almost belonged to someone else entirely. Songwriter Matraka Berg wrote it about her own teenage summer romance on her grandparents' farm in Wisconsin, and she originally planned to record it herself.
Like strawberry wine.
When her record deal fell through, she shopped it to other singers, including Trisha Yearwood, who turned it down.
Leaves in the fall. But year after
The title comes from Boone's Farm Strawberry Hill, a cheap, fruity wine popular with teenagers sneaking their first drink.
It's funny how those memories they last like strawberry.
For 1996 country radio, a song built around teenage drinking and a girl's first sexual awakening was more candid than most of what was on the airwaves.
17, the hot July moon.
It didn't shy away from the bittersweet, complicated parts of growing up, and country fans responded to that honesty in huge numbers.
Saw everything, my first taste of love.
Deana Carter had never contributed a single word to the writing, but she brought it to life with her performance, and it became her signature song.
When 30 was old.
It won Song of the Year at the CMA Awards, beating out major hits from George Strait and Alan Jackson that same year, and it's still considered one of the most emotionally honest songs of the decade.
When he had to go. A few
Country songs about young love were one thing, but in 1997, one couple's real-life romance would become just as famous as the song itself.
Here I come back to this place just to remember.
1997, It's Your Love by Tim McGraw and Faith Hill.
Over again. Oh, it's a beautiful thing.
Here's the part of the story that made headlines far beyond country radio. When Tim McGraw and Faith Hill met, they were each already engaged to other people.
I've changed. All I gotta do is say your sweet name.
They fell for each other anyway, called off those engagements, and got married in a surprise ceremony in October 1996, just 7 months before this song came out.
Got the spell I'm under. Oh,
At the time, Hill later admitted, people judged her harshly for leaving her fiancé for McGraw, but she said she wasn't about to let him slip through her hands.
now that we're together, I'm stronger than ever. I'm happy and free.
Their whirlwind romance and the risk they took on each other became the real-life backstory behind one of the most successful duets in country music history. By the time they filmed the music video, Hill was pregnant with their first daughter, and instead of hiding it, she showed it off proudly on camera.
Does something to me. It sends a shock right through me.
It's Your Love spent 6 weeks at #1, sold more than 2 million copies, and made history as the first #1 country duet between a married couple.
Who I wanted to be. And now that we're together, I'm strong.
It also won Vocal Event of the Year at both the ACM and CMA Awards. McGraw and Hill's love story turned into chart gold. And Tim McGraw wasn't done yet, because his very next hit would go on to set a chart record that lasted the rest of the decade.
Right through me. I can't get enough.
We're closing in on the year 2000, and trust us, the final 2 entries on this list are the biggest curveballs of the whole video.
Beautiful thing. Don't think I could keep it all in.
One song broke a chart record that stood for 18 years, and the very last song on this list belongs to a band whose story is about to get a whole lot more complicated than a love song. Keep watching.
It's your love. Just does something to me.
1998, Just to See You Smile by Tim McGraw.
Count the cost. It's worth all that's lost.
This one almost went to a different singer entirely. Songwriters Mark Nessler and Tony Martin actually offered the song to fellow country artist Mark Wills, not once, but twice, before it landed with Tim McGraw.
Cause it even didn't hurt me near as badly.
Good thing McGraw said yes. Just to See You Smile spent an incredible 42 weeks on the Billboard Country chart, setting a record for the longest chart run of any country single in the entire decade.
You said time was all you really needed.
It spent 6 weeks at #1 and was crowned Billboard's top country song of 1998, McGraw's second time earning that title in just 2 years.
Inside like him, just to see you.
Fun fact, the song describes a hard-working man who does everything he can, even sacrificing his own comfort, just to make the person he loves happy.
Nothing being made to go. I don't know how, but
It became a staple at country weddings for the same reason It's Your Love did. Real devotion, set to a melody people never got tired of hearing.
work all that's lost. Just to see.
McGraw's song proved country love ballads could dominate the charts for months at a time. But in 1999, one band was about to prove a country song could dominate a chart nobody expected, the pop charts.
You came walking up to me with him.
1999, Amazed by Lonestar.
Hear your thoughts. I can see your dream.
Before Lonestar ever recorded this song, it was offered to the R&B group Boys to Men. They passed on it.
Baby, surround me. Touch every place in my.
Years later, the group's own singer admitted they turned down a song that would go on to become one of the biggest country crossover hits in modern history.
Kiss, the way you whisper in the dark.
And eventually, Boys to Men performed it themselves on a televised singing competition, almost as if to make peace with the one that got away.
It just keeps getting better.
Amazed spent 8 straight weeks at #1 on the country chart in 1999, tying a record that hadn't been touched in 3 decades. Then, in March 2000, it crossed all the way over to the Billboard Hot 100 and hit #1 there too. The first country song to top the all-genre pop chart since Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton's Islands in the Stream back in 1983.
Blows me away.
Not everyone celebrated. Traditionalists saw Amazed as more evidence that Nashville was chasing pop money instead of protecting country's identity. It was one of only 2 country songs to ever reach #1 on the Hot 100 during the entire 2000s decade.
In my heart.
To this day, fans still argue about whether that crossover success was a triumph for the genre or a warning sign of what was coming next.
Baby, I'm amazed by you.
Country music crossing into the mainstream in 1999 was controversial enough, but nothing compares to what was waiting for our final artist on this list.
Your skin, the taste of your kiss.
2000, Cowboy Take Me Away by the Chicks, then known as the Dixie Chicks. Here's where our open loop finally closes. This is the band we teased at the very beginning of the video.
See a building standing tall, I wanna be the only one.
Fiddle player Marty McGuire wrote this song about her sister and bandmate Emily, and Emily's boyfriend at the time, Charlie.
I wanna sleep on the hard ground in the comfort of your arms.
She'd been dating a bunch of guys I didn't approve of, McGuire once explained, and then she met Charlie, and I sort of pictured him whisking her off into the sunset.
Away, fly this girl as high as you can into.
Even the title has a surprisingly ordinary origin. It's a nod to old TV commercials for Calgon bath products, where a tired housewife would sigh, "Calgon, take me away."
Fly this girl as high as you can into the wild blue.
The song hit #1 on the country chart in early 2000, and the album it came from, Fly, was certified diamond, over 10 million copies sold. It made the trio, then known as the Dixie Chicks, one of the best-selling country acts of all time.
Fly this girl as high as you can into the wild blue.
But here's the twist we promised you. Just 3 years after this song came out, lead singer Natalie Maines made a comment on stage about the Iraq War that triggered a nationwide radio boycott and turned the band into one of the most controversial acts in country music history.
I
And the story didn't stop there. In 2020, amid a national reckoning over the legacy of the Confederacy, the band made a decision that once seemed unthinkable. They dropped Dixie from their name entirely, becoming simply the Chicks.
I wanna skip and not fall. I wanna look at the horizon.
One love song, written for a sister's wedding-to-be, sitting on an album that would eventually be tied to two of the biggest controversies in the history of the genre. That's the story we promised you at the start, and now you know it. Which one of these songs takes you back the fastest? Drop the year in the comments below, and tell us the memory that comes with it. And if you want to go even deeper into the previous decade, check out our next video. Trust us, it's a wild ride.